morning, my family, friends, and subscribers. This is your host, Mr. Nick. Good morning, USA. Shall we begin with the top news of the day? Give me 1 moment as I'm going to attempt to read this different story. So what we have here today is Lib Media hiding this dark secret about woman who toppled the Confederate monument. Okay, so here it is, folks. A 22-year-old college student, Takia Thompson, toppled a monument of Confederate soldier in Dunham, and so, let's try something new. It's not what we played it. Alright, so bear with me. It's a kind of sort of old school kind of thing here. Bear with me, folks. So what we're going to do is we're going to get to the top news today here. And let's see, let's go here. See if I can bring up the let's see, one day we have a better stand by. Again, good morning, USA. This is a shorter version. This is probably the shortest version I'm going to do. Couple problems this morning. So bear with me. Bombshell leader of Seville white supremacist protest true ID revealed. This is by Tiffany Gray, and it was published on August 17th, 2017. So at any rate, we're going to begin. Just who is Jason Kessler? Well, a couple of days ago, the answer to that would be the man who organized the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. However, today we are telling quite a different story, thanks to some internet sleuths who discovered that Kessler is, get this, a former liberal. That's right, the man who helped orchestrate the neo-Nazi rally in Charlottesville, whom the liberal media has painted as the archetypical flyover country conservative racist, has a stunning history of liberal positions. Okay. Folks, I want you to check out it, and I do not promote this garbage. I do not promote it. I absolutely do not promote it. But Disrupt J20, if you want to do your homework, they have their own website, and it's disgusting. I was going to bring that up today, but we'll do that maybe another day. We'll see. As we researched this article in the newsroom, we joked that judging by the Kessler's Twitter feed, he seems to have been walking down the sidewalk when a falling geranium pot brained him, resulting in an alternate, we think fake, transformation from atheist liberal to supposed Trump fan. Okay, perhaps he was a fake Trump fan. Do you think? Well, there are probably many liberals who just had it with their own party, that may be disgusted. Maybe they did turn, the other way and kind of sort of turn the other cheek and move over to the Trump train. That's a possibility, but I think there are many that are probably out there faking it today. So be careful. Trump fans. Be careful, those of you on the Trump train. Be careful. Watch your step, patriots. Watch your step. Watch your backs. As you don't know who's out there, whether they're faking it or not. So be careful how you, transmit their information, okay? Alrighty. So where to start? The people over at Nation One News did some digging on Kessler, the man the media is blaming for the death of Heather Heyer, who was struck by James Fields' vehicle during the weekend's events. What Nation One, our friends at WND and we ourselves found is nothing short of jaw-dropping. It's going to be a ride to stand to. Please note, to strap in. Oh, so strap in. Please note, however, that while we found and screen-capped many of the tweets Nation One posted, we were not able to corroborate all of them, given what remained. However, we suspect that the discrepancy is explained by Kessler's sanitizing his Twitter feed, not Nation One manufacturing phony tweets. We cannot, however, be 100% certain of the tweets we didn't personally capture. First, let's look at Kessler's record on gun control, a perennial fetish of the liberal left. Alright, folks, gun control is wrong. It is a ploy by your federal government and any other government that decides that it's their right to abolish gun ownership. They're flat out wrong. You look back to the days of the Wild Wild West, that's why there was, so many law-abiding citizens, along with many lawbreakers. But those lawbreakers thought twice about what they were doing. You can darn well bet they thought twice about what they were doing to an individual homeowner, because, that's something that wouldn't have went too well. There are some retweets, and folks, I'm sorry, I can't read them, but it is, again, from Conservative Tribune, and it is dated today's date. It's about the true identity of this guy who toppled the monument. So anyway, a lot of tweets on here, too. You should check them out on Conservative Tribune. Let's see if I can read one for you. I'll see if I can pull one up for you. Okay, so this Jason Kessler, looks like he tweeted this out. Sign this WhiteHouse.gov petition to ensure that President Obama address gun control. Okay, let's see if I can get another one here. Alright, Jason Kessler, The Mad Dimension, 14 December 2012. These gun nuts have bullied the American people for too long and enabled too many killers. Gun control now. What a fat-ass liberal junkie. And a liberal no more, apparently, but I believe he's a fake Trump fan. If he's a Trump fan, then there's no need to go out killing somebody. Or go out murdering somebody. And there is a little bit of a difference between the two words. When you're using killing, you're either defending your home, your family, a third party, or a law enforcement citizen is defending your right to speak, your right to be a citizen. When you're referring to the word murder, entirely different, and yes, abortion is murder. What you do is you just don't lay in bed with the other partner, and create, try to create life. If you're that dead set on loving a person, well, love them, but you don't have to, go to the extent of, having a kid out of wedlock. I mean, you don't have to go to the extent of making it miserable for the kid. And besides, there are many people, some like me, who may like to adopt a kid someday. I'm getting a little old, but I'm still considering, adopting a little bit older, maybe kid, foster son, and, trying to help where I can help, with my age. But anyway, so I didn't mean to get off on a tangent there. There are lots of adjectives being floated right now for Kessler. Most of them pretty profane. But one that you won't see is pro-Second Amendment, and if the right has a litmus issue, that's it. Even more so than abortion. And so Kessler was a gun hater. I wonder what he liked. Perhaps Barack Obama, the single most vilified, and rightly so, president by the right in American history. Okay, so here's a couple more tweets. Obama and Clinton just demolished the Republican arguments on conservative rights with two of the greatest speeches of this generation. He's full of shit. He's full of beans. Jason Kessler is apparently a fake Republican, or a fake Trump supporter. I mean, this is only back in 2012. He's got to show me some better support for Trump if he's a true Trump supporter. And it goes for all of the rest of you guys out there, whether you subscribe to my channel or not. I may know some of you from Next News Network, and shout out to Deplorable Rob, Sea Beagle, Edward Black, and many others. I've now got at least 12 subscribers, if YouTube is doing that correctly. We all know about YouTube. And anyway, so let's get back on with these guys. Now to be fair, we need to note that Kessler later appeared to criticize Obama, but on grounds we expect to hear from the rabid anti-war left, not the right. Hates guns, loved Obama, liberals too, conservatives zero. What else? How about the Iran nuclear deal? The Obama was infamous for, and here's, okay, I missed something here. Oh, the Obama administration was infamous for. Okay, so and here's my favorite of the Iran tweets. He wanted his followers to spend time over at MoveOn.org, the flaming liberal website founded on Bush derangement syndrome in the early 2000s. See, so you even had some deranged liberal lunatics out there back when good old President Bush was in office. Astounding to me how the liberals get away with absolute anarchy, and the right gets prosecuted for whatever they do. But dang it, Republicans, dang it, conservatives, stand up for yourself, fight for your right. Stand up for yourselves, conservatives. Get with it. Get on the freaking Trump train right now. So anyway, okay, what about a litmus test for the left, like nuclear arms? Oh boy. If U.S. doesn't want Iran, North Korea, and others to have nukes, why not lead by example? So we gotta lead by example and take our own safety away from us? We being probably the largest nation on Earth, or at least the most powerful, we have a not only right but a duty to have that stuff. You know, as long as Goliath is behaving itself, there's no reason for David to come after him. Okay? So, if the other countries are going to refer to us as a Goliath, then what they better speak truly. Because we have been, for many, many years, a beacon of freedom to many, many, many people. If you guys want some true hard grit talk about upholding American freedoms, I want you to go to Lithuanians.com, thelithuanians.com. The host of that website, or I don't know what it's, who it's, I don't know what website host it is, but Raymond Balta is, I believe he's the owner, creator of that website, and it rocks, and he is a true Lithuanian, and he's also got a Twitter account, so I encourage you to also follow him. The Lithuanians actually know an absolute 100% more than anyone else in the world about defending your freedoms. Look it up, thelithuanians.com, okay? And it's very important, you guys. It's very important you get your homework done. Study, 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 study. Rise up, America. Rise up. Defend, defend, defend. It's not up to President Trump anymore. We've got to stand with him. But we've got to not only defend, but we've also got to be on the offensive, constantly on the offensive. Okay. So those of you who joined me when I was Rise Up America, when my website was Rise Up America, I want you to go out. I want you to. We need to start being that voice of defense, that line of defense for President Trump. But we also need to stay on the offensive. Liberals are constantly attacking President Trump. They're constantly attacking Vice President Mike Pence. And I've noticed that I live in Michigan, and I noticed that they're even constantly attacking Republican and or conservative legislators in Michigan, as well as Governor Snyder. Not getting anything done. Now, however, we do have a pretty smart government in Michigan at this point, even though we got some sort of weird liberals in there. Debbie Stabenow, we'll call her Stabenow, seems to be able, she's good at it, stabbing people in the back. Not quite literally, but figuratively. At least not yet. Anyway, so let's get Kid Rock in office. Okay, guys? Kid Rock for Michigan Senate. Let's get him to take that seat. Let's get him to take Debbie Stabenow's seat. Yep. Support him financially, however you can do it, okay? So at any rate, let's see if we can finish this up here. Gun pro-Iran deal. Loved Obama. Hated nukes. And the score at halftime is liberal Kessler 4, conservative Kessler 0. Oh, okay. So, conservative Kessler does not look like he's a conservative at all. It looks like he's a lunatic liberal. Did I say that? Yes, I did. I sure as heck did. Speaking of love and hate, he seemed to really hate Republicans, and at one point even compared them to Jeffrey Dahmer. Are you serious? Here's a tweet on that, apparently. Jason Kessler. Republicans are grotesquely mesmerizing as an interview with a serial killer. At least Dahmer couldn't wage war or starve poor people. So who are conservatives starving? Jeez. I'm done with that article. I'm gonna rant a little bit here. The conservatives came into power in Michigan, and they kind of swept power here too. Last election, but before that, a little bit they kind of swept the election as well. One reason for that, they're not the ones, keeping people poor. They're the ones trying to clean up the freaking corruption in the government agencies. The conservatives. Governor Snyder has just cracked right down on the nonsense, BS corruption in the DHS, what formerly was, where they issue the food stamps, food benefits, and, heat assistance, cash assistance, all that. As I've said a couple of times before, I think. For instance, people who were making less than $14,000 a year would often only get on the food card $10, $15 a month in food benefits. So then it's like you've got that, but then they don't, then they give somebody who's probably making in somewhere another 45,000 a year. And they're doing stuff like buying pop, emptying the pop right off the bat right away, and returning the cans for cash. That part I can kind of see that too a little bit. However, I don't have a problem if you're going to buy the pop and drink it and return the cans for cash. I don't have a problem with that if you're going to buy it on food benefits. What I have more of a problem with is some of these people that are driving big fancy cars. You wouldn't believe when, about nearly 10 years ago, I worked with DHS. I didn't work for them. I worked with them because I needed some help. Lo and behold, you wouldn't believe the amount of nice, fancy, expensive cars I've seen in that parking lot. It appalled me. And I'm not talking about the workers' cars. I'm not talking about the agency cars. I'm talking about people going in for assistance. And I'm thinking, this is nuts. Just nuts. And those people were getting what they needed, what they wanted. Apparently because they had good lawyers or something. I mean, I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, Governor Snyder has pretty much cleaned that up, and, still if your body is, if you're able to walk, eat, sleep, even somewhat. By the way, I do work at a closing Kmart, and I do know of a person who I work with who has not slept over a week, but she keeps making it to work. Well, it sounds like it could be a little bit of a legitimate disability. But she keeps coming to work, and she keeps working. So then, that kind of spoils the liberal argument about, the government needing to step in and help. Honestly, I believe that's up to the churches. The government needs to stay out of it. That's the church's role. That's why it's so important we support the food pantries, the Christian and the church food pantries. And I get it if you're not a church goer, but you would not believe how much they appreciate even the smallest of donations of food you can offer them. Just please make sure it's not outdated or expired food. Too many times they forget to check because they get so many donations. They're overwhelmed sometimes. But, and then at other times their shelves are nearly bare empty. So really, the food assistance needs to be put back in the church. Those, in the there are government agencies that could help better with the food assistance, such as in my area, what's called Northern Michigan Community Action Agency. They have a couple different offices in, I think, North Michigan, North Central Michigan, and the UP of Michigan. So I think they're they're pretty well set there. But they're one of the few government agencies that really seems to know what they're doing quite well. Anyway, and they've got some other programs to help people, including a homeownership savings program, which I'm looking into. I'm probably going to go into myself so I can actually get some help there. Anyway, guys, this is the shortest version I've done of Good Morning USA with Mr. Nick. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will try to bring you more on a daily basis as I can. All right, guys, Mr. Nick with Good Morning USA. Have a great day. God bless. I'm out.